your predecessor in office had a meeting, a press meeting in 2019 when our new members were undergoing some training. He mentioned at that meeting that financial reports over the years, in fact, he mentioned that from 1999, financial reports have not been brought to the National Assembly for consideration. And those ones brought have never been considered. It was a serious indictment on the National Assembly. I was approached. In the 8th Senate, for the last year, we were chairman of public accounts. How come that this assembly, and that one plants a wrong supposition, that's a misconception in the minds of Nigerians, that we are not doing our jobs. All right? Really, if we are to consider your report on yearly basis, no agency or government, including presidency, can come to us when they have not given account of what they were given. None. We will take that decision. And the decision will be far-reaching. We already now have your reports. We have finished our 2015. It took us months. And the reason, one, we will ask you to bring, you are supposed to be sitting down with us. You are the accuser. The agencies are the errant agencies. So, are you going to give us the time? Because we are going to consider 2016, 2017, 2018 simultaneously. You're going to take our time. If my members come out of plenary to come and sit down here, are you going to be available so that we do these things expeditiously and get the reports back to Senate or plenary? You must give us that guarantee that you are going to be present. And I think Clark will measure that he's going to sit down with us, start it with us. Yes, you have another job to do in the office. You must bring somebody of competence. You gave us one that was very competent. Was always with us. They must come here as I went you. Because at times they come here, we are waiting for them. Because you are the head. So, in the consideration of our 2016, 2018 reports, are you going to give us the time? Now, I observed some time ago, there are interim reports you bring to us. And when you bring those reports, and by the way, let me first take you to section 86 of this constitution. I'll just read it to your hearing. Section 86.6, that's to do with your appointments. In the exercise of his function, that is the Auditor General, under this constitution, the Auditor General shall not be subject to the direction or control of any other authority or person. I've read this one to you. Your predecessor in office some time ago, even committees, other committees in National Assembly, they write to you, we want your financial auditor reports. I want to tell you, are you going to adhere strictly to this provision? Because what this thing says, what you are supposed to do as Auditor General. Let me now go to section 85. Section 85(7). The Auditor General shall, within 90 days of receipt of the Accountant General's financial statement, that's what you mentioned a while ago, and we are even beginning to see how we can do this amendment. We have proposed it because the Accountant General has the latitude anytime he brings financial statement to you, and that is what has been delaying your reports coming to us. But your constitution says that you shall submit your report within 90 days on receipt of the financial statement for the Accountant General. Now we are proposing that we must limit him to 90 days into the new financial year to get his statement sent to you, and you in 90 days get your statement to us. So in the first 6 months, we should always have our financial statement with us. We must get your report with us. Now, that's why I'm reading this section to you, because we are going to invite you and invite the Accountant General. Before we cause constitutional amendments, this section 85(7), the Accountant General must come to terms with us that I will prepare my financial statement and send to the Auditor General. That is where you have the clash. with the Accountant General's office. And I think it's this committee that must correct it. If it's not ready, we are still going to go ahead to do constitutional amendments so that we limit it with time. But do you know, this one says the Accountant General shall within 90 days of receipt of the Accountant General financial statement submit his report to each house of the National Assembly, which shall then cause the reports to be considered by a committee of that house responsible for public accounts. So what we are saying here, every report you have to bring, once you bring it to National Assembly, to the clerk commits it to the Senate, commits it to the House of Reps. The Senate cannot consider your report at plenary. The House of Reps cannot consider your report at plenary. They commit it to the Committee on Public Accounts. This is what the Constitution says. So I hear you most of the time. It is not a way, it's not just safeguarding our own territory. It's amount of constitutional violation for you to take our report or the report that's also called to the National Assembly and come to public accounts for you to make it available to any other person or authority. It's a violation. So I want to sing this one to you very clearly, because I told your president in office you are violating provision of this constitution. You are not. You don't work with the executive. You are not taking it to Mr. President. You want to take it to Minister of Finance. You have to bring it to the National Assembly, who will submit it to us. So please, this one must be very, very clear to you. And I'm declaring it publicly.